Somebody's got something playing in the background.
Good evening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We got Keith.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I had echo. I had my echo on. I'm sorry.
All right.
We're
good
good.
now.
We got Keith. We got Mike. We got Brian. We got Tim. We got Harris. And yours truly, Rob. And we are here for the Christmas edition of Picks this week. We were not 6-0 on our locks. We'll figure that one out in a little while. But let's see what we did last week in college. Keith got 3. Tim. No. I'm sorry. Harris and Tim got 3. Brian and Mike and Keith got 2. And yours truly got none right. That's about what it was there.
That was with a line, you mean?
Yeah, with the line.
Keith, I'll do well straight up.
Keith with over and unders 3. Harris 2. Tim 2. Rob 2. Brian and Mike 1 each with the over unders.
If you took a road team, you got one wrong.
If you didn't go play chalk last week, you lost. That's just simply the way it was done. All right, we do have the quarterfinals coming up. Fiesta Bowl, Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl, and Sugar Bowl. One will be played night game on the 31st, so it'll be New Year's Eve. The other 3 games will be played on New Year's Day. We will start with
we can edit our picks on those next week because
if we come back on Tuesday next week, if we see where something's changed as far as somebody's not playing, somebody's hurt or something, we can edit those picks. If we do it Wednesday, we won't be able to edit those picks because by that time we'll already have 3 games already been played. Because remember, one's a noon game on New Year's Day, and then one's a noon Eastern time. So we're going to start with Brian. We're going to work the counterclockwise. Yep. Penn State is an 11-point favorite coming up about on 8 days, I guess, or 7 days from today. They're going to be playing Boise State. Boise State got to buy 53.5. Brian, have at it.
Yeah, 2 things I think we learned from last week. They were all blowouts. Number one, they cannot keep doing the portal until the season's over because SMU's backup quarterback was already in the portal and not available to SMU, and their main quarterback was having a terrible day throwing. And they would have gone to Preston, who was their starter the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. So I think that portal needs to be moved back till after the season is over, to be fair to everybody. And I think they also need to seed the teams and not just give automatic buys to conference champions. But with that being said, I've got Penn State look pretty good. I got them 33-21, so I think they'll cover. And
33-21. 33-21 is that 54?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is a half a point over. So how about that? Brian Smills, that game going just barely to an over. Harris.
Yeah, I'm with you. I got 38-10 Penn State.
38-10. That's 48.
48.
Yep, Harris goes with Penn State in the under. Michael.
This is a tough game to call. But I think Penn State's going to find a way, and they're probably going to win. It's probably going to be I think it's going to be a closer game than most people think. I think it's going to be Penn State 27, and they're going to win 27-24.
51 points. Mike goes with Boise State and the unknown with the 11 points. Tim.
I might be on an island here. The thing that I would like to see, and I think possibly could happen, is you have to remember Ashton Genty is the second all-time single-season rusher in NCAA history. So they've got that going for them. And their quarterback isn't, chopped liver either. And Mr. Franklin loves to choke in bigger games. I'm going to say Boise State 28, Penn State 23.
28, 23, 51. Tim picks the outright upset, and he will go under the total. And we go to Keith.
Yeah, I'm leaving Tim alone for right now. I don't know what you're going to do, Rob, but I kind of was close to Harris, 34-10. No, that's what I was thinking.
34-10 is 44. So you will take Penn State, and you will go with the under. Yeah, look, what's going to decide this game is if 5 offensive linemen for Penn State and if 4 defensive linemen for Penn State. They're not going to get pushed around by these guys. Boise State is still a team that probably shouldn't even be in these playoffs. I'm sorry. Boise State, SMU, Indiana, those teams belong. I don't care if Indiana did lose just one game. They didn't belong in here. They were playing men. Sorry. Penn State 27, Boise State 9. I think Boise State will be lucky to score 9 points in this game. I will take Penn State. I will go with the under. We had Harris now, the Peach Bowl, the biggest line of the weekend. Biggest line of the college football this week. Texas 13.5-point favorites. Going to play Arizona State 51 and a hook. Have at it, Harris.
As long as Texas don't turn the ball over, Texas is going to win a national championship this year. Transfer portal's hurting these other teams right now. Texas had a couple players entering, but not the big names. I've got Texas winning this game 40-21. And Arizona State's going to be lucky.
40-21.
One of those scores may come on defense.
40-21. Harris goes Texas in the over. Michael.
This is a game. All I have to this ain't gonna be. I honestly think this ain't gonna be much of a game. Texas knows how to run the ball. Texas knows how to pass the ball. Texas knows how to play defense. Arizona State has a good rushing attack. That's it. They scored. They give up too many points. Texas is probably going to win 38-17.
38-17. That's was that 45? 55. 55. Mike goes with Texas and the over. We go to Tim.
Yeah, this is going to be a theme here. I don't know why I think this, but I just do. This is, should be where the big boys play. And I know I should pick some blowouts, but I just can't do it. The reason I'm saying that is because Arizona State came on like a house of fire the last 4 or 5 games of the season. And yeah, they have a week extra to scout Texas. Do I think Texas wins? Yes. Do I think it's by double digits? No. Texas 34, Arizona State 30.
34-30. So Tim will take Arizona State in the points and go over the total. Keith.
I'm going to go with Texas 37-15 in this one. I don't see Arizona State scoring a lot of touchdowns.
37-15.
They might get one and go for 2 and not get it or something, but
you say 37-15?
That's what I say, yeah.
That's 52 points. So Keith will take Texas and just go over the total by a half point. Yeah, look, I disagree with Harris on it. Texas win a national championship. I don't think they do that. They'd get by here, though. But, I mean, I ain't trying to be mean to none of the 4 teams. The only teams, the next game is the one that really, really matters because they've played each other and they've been there. But these 2 teams right here, I don't expect a game right here. I really don't. 35-14. I'll take Texas in this ball game. I will go under the total. I just don't see how in the world Arizona State stays in this game. Skitterboo or whatever the hell his name is, he's not going to run for 200 yards against this defense. I don't give a shit who they bring in there to cover for him. They'll be lucky to get double digits. 14 points might be nice. Brian.
Arizona State is hot, and I've seen some of the games. They are very physical, and I think they will be competitive. But again, Texas will be ready for Scatterball. and they'll have an answer for him, I'm pretty sure. I got Texas 29, Arizona State 21. So I'm with Arizona State on the points.
29.
I think Texas wins the game.
29-21. That's 50. So Brian will take Arizona State, and he'll just go under that total of 51.5. Now we go to the Rose Bowl, and Michael, Ohio State, the Buckeyes, 2.5-point favorite against Oregon, and 53.5. Go for it, Mike.
Why do they have all these high points? I don't get it. But I will say this: the selection committee got it wrong. Everybody knows that these 4 teams that are ahead should be where they are. And I always say it's going to be the team that's closest to home. Oregon's closest to home. Oregon, 28. Ohio State, 20.
28-20. That's 48. Mike goes with Oregon. He'll go with the under. Tim.
Yeah, of course, it was the infamous Will Howard clock mismanagement that didn't help the Buckeyes, along with some not great defense and a bad offensive pass interference call by, I think it was Jeremiah Smith that hurt them in their game earlier in the season. Except for that one win there, Oregon's only beat Ohio State once in their history, one other time in their history, and ain't been recently, that's for sure. Including 2011 in the Rose Bowl that Ohio State beat Oregon. With that being said, this will be a closer game. Hopefully Chip Kelly and Ryan Day put on their Tennessee shoes instead of their Michigan shoes. And I say Ohio State wins this one 34-31, maybe a late field goal wins it for the late field goal or late touchdown wins this for the Buckeyes.
34-31. That's 64. So
65.
Tim will go with the Buckeyes just to barely cover and over 2.5 points. Keith.
How long has it been since Chip Kelly was the coach at Oregon?
Not that many years ago.
Not that many years ago. Probably 2015, I think. 2016.
I was going to say 7 years, 8 years. I don't know.
Well,
That's
I'll
what
put that
I
up.
would say.
For the Eagles and UCLA.
2016 would have been mine. I don't know. I may be wrong. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Oregon 31-26. I guess don't trust Day to not make a mental error somewhere along the line and cost
31-26. 31-26. That's 57. So Keith will take Oregon, and he'll go with the over.
By the way, we were all way off. 2012 was the last year that he was head coach.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like this. Now, I may be the only one. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights. Merry Christmas to you as well, sir.
Merry Christmas, Daniel.
I'm like this. Until you are beat, and especially if you already beaten this team, I don't care if you beat them by 1 point or 5 points or 10 points or 20. That team didn't beat your ass the last time. And you're not going there. Now, I'm going to take Oregon in this ballgame. I think they're the better team. I think offensively, defensively, special teams, especially quarterback. I think quarterback, that's probably an A to a C. That's a drop-off with Ohio State's quarterback. And, neither one of them on first-round picks just because of the size of this kid at Oregon. But that's the only reason. 33-20, I'll take Oregon to soundly beat them. And I'm going under the total by a half point. So I'll do that. Brian.
I'm not down on Will Howard. Yeah, he had a bad game of Michigan, but I think it was more of Ohio State's game plan there. Will Howard has played Dylan Gabriel before when Gabriel was at Oklahoma and Will Howard was at Kansas State. It's a different set of circumstances when you go into the Rose Bowl. This is something that Ohio State's done many, many times, and they've passed that test many, many times. I think that Ohio State's got an edge here. I know the game, both teams went into the 30s. I think some defenses are going to figure some things out. I think Ohio State's defense is outstanding. One thing that they did better last week is that number one I didn't see him do a pass interference penalty. He's usually good for 2 or 3 in a game. But I would say that this game is going to be Ohio State 26, Oregon 20.
Ohio State 26-20, 46. So Brian will take Ohio State in the under. Harris.
The only thing that worries me in this game for Oregon is the extra week off. I do not like the bye week for these teams that were seeded. But that being said, I still have Oregon winning this game 27-24.
27-24. That's 51 all day. Harris has the Oregon Ducks and the under. Final game of the 4. We go to Tim. We got the Sugar Bowl. We got Notre Dame. Georgia going down to Louisiana. Then New Orleans. Georgia's a 1.5 favorite. 44 in the hook. How about it, Tim?
This was hard for me to call. Now, Carson Beck will not be playing for as long as the rest of the season holds.
Carson Beck is his career in college football is done.
Yes, because he's a UCLA.
But he is all. But the way I understand, an agent will be hired the week of Christmas, so he's looking at possibly being within those rounds, and they've got him going fourth round. Yep.
Right. So, and then Notre Dame had that dominant week. Now that does, I believe, level the playing field a little bit.
Sorry.
I'll take this only because of experience I get. I don't know what you call it. Georgia 28, Notre Dame 27.
All right, so you'll take Notre Dame in a 1.5. 28-27. So Tim will take Notre Dame and go over the total. Keith.
What was this? This is Georgia and
Notre Dame, yes.
Georgia, Notre Dame, they down in New Orleans, down in the Dome. Yep.
I just don't expect Georgia without their starting quarterback, I don't know, that might affect them some, but I just don't know if Notre Dame, how good they really are. Now, having said that, they could surprise me and be better than what I'm going to give them credit for. So I'll pick Georgia to win a game that'll be kind of close, 23-20.
23-20. That's 43. Keith goes with Georgia and the under by a 1.5. Yeah. All right, folks. I'm going to get on my little soapbox for about 10 seconds. Notre Dame ain't going to push this team around. This is my national championship team. I don't give a shit who they could go pick me as their quarterback. All I got to do is run it down people's throat. Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, anybody, you bring them on. It don't make a damn. They're gonna beat Notre Dame's ass. 27-13. Notre Dame is gonna know they got beat up. SEC, boom. I'll go 40 points. I'll take Georgia and the under. Have at it, Brian.
I actually like Notre Dame. I know they're not as battle tested as Georgia is. My gosh, the talent. You give the ball the first time to Jeremiah Love, and he goes 98 yards for a touchdown. And I kind of feel like they didn't use him a lot after that because they want to make sure he's there for the whole tournament.
They didn't have to.
They didn't have to. That first game they didn't need him. But I think Notre Dame is. I think they're physical enough. I think they've got enough talent, and I'm picking them.
Okay.
Got Notre Dame 28, Georgia 24.
28-24, 52. Brian says easily this is going to be an over. Harris.
We will see a true running game out of Georgia this week. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
We know the quarterback's going to be playing hurt. He had that week off. The bye.
Oh no. Their quarterback's out. They got their backup in. Their backups in.
He is out.
He's out.
Yeah.
He has a
Okay,
UCL.
so nice and simple. We're going to see that running game, and
Yep.
they have a true running game. We're going to run it right down their throat, like you said.
Yep.
That being said, instead of what I had at 35-20, I'm going to go Georgia 27-20.
27-20. That is 47. You're still going over the total, my friend. You can do that. 27-20. You take Georgia. Michael.
And they will be in the national championship game.
I think they will be. I think so. We'll see. We'll see.
Sorry. Hello? Nick, baby, are you going to be down there? You taking Pat with you? I know it's your team. That's the problem. You know, I know how much you love watching your Bulldogs play. I know it's not Alabama, but you're still going to take Pat with you. All right. Well, go have fun. Yeah. You know how much Nick Saban loves Georgia. Not. Anyway, I don't know. Georgia's got a good game, got a good balanced attack. I think Georgia's going to run, like you guys said. I think they're going to run all over the Notre Dame defense. And I also think there's going to be more Georgia fans, more Bulldogs out there than that Fighting Irish. Even though the Irish do like to come and travel well. But I think there's going to be more Georgia fans. Ugg is going to be ugging away. And everybody says it's going to be a high-scoring game. Georgia, 24. Notre Dame, 15.
24-15. I don't think that would be a scoregami, but it would be interesting. 24-15.
The college football scoregami happens way less than you might think now.
Yeah.
39.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that is Mike taking Georgia and going under the total. All right, folks, we're going to flip over to the NFL. We are at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Merry Christmas, everyone. And I hope you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve. This week, so many games on so many days. We got 2 days of a Wednesday games. We got a Thursday game. We got 3 Saturday games. We got 9 Sunday games. And then we got a Monday night game as well. So it's a little bit of everything being thrown at us. Last week, how did we do? I don't know. Let me go back and look, damn it. Over-unders. Tim, he got 11 over-unders. Keith, 8. Brian, 9. Harris, 8. Mike, 9. And Rob, 5. And how did we do for the week? You know what? I did not figure out how we did for the week. Yeah, I did.
Did Rob have too much eggnog or something?
I had too much eggnog.
Worse than Randy Quaid in Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Straight up, Mike was 13-3. He had a good week straight up.
Okay.
Nice job, Mike.
Yeah, shoot him at us.
Go ahead with the rest of the guys.
Shoot them all to us if you want to, Brian. 13-3.
Yeah, straight up, Mike was 13-3. Harris was 12-4.
All right.
Rob and I were 11-5. Tim was 11-5, and Keith was 10-6. And overall for the year,
You guys.
one game ahead of us. One game ahead of me.
All right. We're going to start with Keith.
Did you figure out the spread yet, or are we gonna? Or is that? Or did you not get that from last week, Rob?
I don't think I wrote down the ones how many we won this week. I do know 5 out of 6 locks got locked down, and the ones you can see got their locks right. So
All right, that's fine. Yeah, no scoregamis last week. So we had 2 weeks in a row. We got one last.
Even though I picked 2, Michael, none.
None.
Now this game we're about to pick, we have to wait all the way until tomorrow to find out if we're right or not.
Yeah, this is one of those long ones. two long weeks here. We're going to
Yeah.
start with Keith. The Chiefs, 2-point favorites, going to Pittsburgh, 42 and a hook is it. Go for it, Keith.
Boy. Kansas City keeps finding ways to win. Pittsburgh's lost a couple of close ones. They're home. A lot of times I feel like a team that really needs a win, like in the position that Pittsburgh's in right now, especially if they're at home, will find a way to get that done. It's just, it is against the Chiefs, so I'm not real confident about this. I'll pick Pittsburgh to win this game. Scoring, I'll say 23-17.
All right, 23-17 is a 40 all day long. So Keith will go Steelers and go under the total. All right, Keith didn't steal my score, but he came in close. I think the Steelers gotta have this game. They've lost 2 in a row. They need it. They're tough enough where they can stick with people if they don't lose a lot of defensive guys. They are a tough team. They're one of the 5 toughest teams out there. Chiefs are tough too. I'm not throwing them under the bus, but when you play in Pittsburgh, it makes a little bit of a difference. 20-18. I will take the Steelers straight up. I don't need the points. We'll see. And I will go under the total. We go to Brian.
Not so fast, my friends.
All right, Brian Corso is with us.
Kansas City wants this game desperately, probably more than any game in the season. They want that bye, and they also don't want to have to win at Denver. The Chiefs are really interested in this victory themselves. Chris Jones is probably out. They say he's a game time decision, but he did not.
Really?
They didn't have. They had the one practice, and he was not practiced. So Chris Jones is probably not playing. Joey Porter Jr. will be missing for Pittsburgh. And I think that'll be missing Chris Jones is going to be a big problem for Kansas City, but Joey Porter Jr. is going to be a big problem for Pittsburgh because now suddenly Kansas City's got some receivers with Hollywood Brown back. They got D-Hop that's playing well. And then Xavier Worthy is kind of at the point where Rashee Rice was at this time last year. So, hey, the Chiefs have got some options. The biggest thing that's happened for Kansas City is Joe Thuney has solidified the left tackle position. Again, no sacks last week against some very tough competition. And people aren't talking about Joe Thuney, but that guy is legendary in my view. So I got Kansas City beating Pittsburgh. I don't think they're going to cover. I got Kansas City 21, Pittsburgh 20.
21-20. That's 41 points. So Brian goes on the Pittsburgh side just because he thinks it's going to be a very close game, and he's going under the total. Harris, Jessup, have at it.
I agree with Brian to a point. I got 21-20, but I've got Pittsburgh, and my reasoning for this very short week, of course.
For both of them.
When is the last time the Steelers have lost 3 in a row? You can't remember.
Plus, also, we didn't mention George Pickens will probably be back.
Yes.
And that's a big deal for Pittsburgh.
It's a very big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other reason that I'm taking is short week, Kansas City has to travel.
Yeah.
Harris, the answer is 2023.
They didn't lose 3 in a row.
Last year, they lost 3 in a row. They lost to the Cardinals, they lost to the Patriots, and they lost to the Colts in week 13.
3 horrible teams, too.
Yeah. What was your score again, Harris?
Same as Brian, 21-20, but I went the other way.
Flip the teams.
So it's under. Okay.
All right, so
Michael,
we got one, Brian.
Mike.
Excuse me. Hello? I know. Listen, hi, Ciara.
Hello, Mama Wallowitz.
Yeah, I know you you got to tell the coach to put Russell in. I know he's lost 2 in a row. One game was in the snow. I know you're pregnant with your baby and you need the money and all that. But listen, Mike will take care of things.
Michael and Howard were brothers.
But, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you. What? Oh, that woman drives me bananas. Anyway, Brian, you're a big Chiefs fan. What's wrong with Jones? Is it that leg that he hurt again?
He has a slight calf strain.
Strain, huh?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to probably try to find a way to sneak in and sneak behind Andy Reid and offer him cheeseburgers or something for him to get into this game. I don't know. This is a Netflix game, and Netflix games are going to be like Thursday night games. They're not traveling. They're not traveling. But there's also one thing. The officials have to travel too. So, make sure that they get the right colors. Not red and white. They got to wear black and white. It's going to be a good game. I honestly think the Chiefs will find a way to win. Who's the referee for the game? Anybody know?
I'm working on that now.
If I knew who it was, I'd give you a better idea. But
give me a minute.
I'm going to go with Kansas City because they've been playing their games on different days, and I think they have a bigger advantage than the Steelers playing on different days.
Alan X Crew has it.
Sorry.
Greg Rollstead Cruz has that game.
Yeah.
Not a bad crew. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs 23-10.
23-10.
So Sierra's gonna have a tough time this week.
So Mike goes Chiefs, and he will go under. We'll go to Tim.
Yeah.
Well, some of you may know, okay, I apologize for any bad singing, but you can really say that this is the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
You got both teams in the playoffs. Pittsburgh was unexpected. So play your most wonderful time of the year. Especially will be for Kansas City. 1 loss to a good Bills team, and they will stay at 1 loss after this week. KC 28, Pittsburgh 23.
23. Tim will take the Chiefs.
We are 3-3 on that one, huh?
He's liking the over. So he did that, and he went with the over. We go to the second game tomorrow on Christmas Day. The Ravens, 3-point favorites at the Texans, 47 and a hook. And I'm like this. The Texans don't scare me a whole lot. They just don't scare me a whole lot. I don't see
that knee
John
injury
Wise,
last week to the receiver was scary.
Yeah, John, Merry Christmas.
They just don't do a lot to scare me. And I think Ravens just have too many weapons. 31-17. Yes, Rob finally goes over a total. So I'll take the Ravens. I will go over. We go to Brian.
What was the diagnosis of that knee injury for the Texans?
Dislocated kneecap.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a potentially very dangerous injury. Now,
Yeah.
Mahomes had
that could be career ended. Yeah, it could be career ended.
Yeah, Mahomes had one of those about 4 or 5 years ago, but it wasn't as severe. But they took him to the hospital.
Stroud was really upset.
And they took a good look at it for sure. And that just sapped the emotional energy out of that team just right there. Stroud was in tears. It was very tough. Baltimore, the last 5 games, their defense has looked like a top 10 defense in the last 5 games. And Houston does not have a top 5 offensive line that's going to keep them out. I think Stroud's going to be in some trouble with less options now. So I got Baltimore winning this game 28-21.
28-21, 49. So that's Brian going with the Ravens and the over. We go to Harris.
All I can say is Stroud's going to be lucky to make it through this game. He is going to get beat up. I mean, he's going to get hit harder, and he's been hit all season long. I have the Ravens 37-17.
37-17 is 54. Harris has it easily. Ravens and an over. Michael.
I'm surprised that Harris, I'm surprised you didn't have anything bad to say about Mr. Harbaugh today.
I refuse to talk about the asshole.
Oh, yeah, I know you do, because I know how much you
It's
love
Christmas. He gets a 1 week reprieve.
And we'll talk next week.
Does he have Auburn connections or something?
I
that
understand.
You don't know about?
But you know what though, Harris, you're just about in my ballpark. I think Derrick Henry's going to have 150 plus yards. I think that the defense is going to be doing its thing. I think Stroud's going to have a Merry Christmas on his butt. I hope he doesn't have any kids because he might squish them. Ravens 31, Texans 7. Boring game.
38. So
30.
Mike goes the Ravens. He'll take the under on that one. How about it, Tim?
Well, yeah, I mean, that certainly does not help the Houston offense, which only scored 19 points against the Chiefs, if I'm not mistaken. I think they might do a little bit better. I don't know. The Baltimore defense was certainly very good against the Steelers, including Marlon Humphrey getting a pick six. You know what? I think I'll go back to my original score here. Let's go Baltimore 34, Houston 23.
34-23. That is 47. So it's just
57.
a half point under.
57.
57. 57. Thank you. That is an over all day long.
Now it is.
Otherwise, it's like, tell me how you really feel.
Now, save it, Rob, because what you were about to say with Tim, it's going to be with me. 34-13. I turned his score coming up, and I thought, well, that might be mine. And, he went 10 points higher.
34-13. So that's 47.
Yep, that's 47.
And for the record, Harbaugh got his Christmas present during free agency when they got Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he did.
Christmas in
All right.
June?
Thursday game. We go to Brian. Seahawks, 1.5 favorites, traveling to Soldier Field to play the Bears. 41 flat. 41.
All right, Chicago's lost their last 9 straight games, 5 by blowout. Are they still an NFL team? How would they do against Ohio State?
They
No.
win.
Blown out.
They win.
They would win, but it might not be a blowout. I think the previous arrangement was going better than when they promoted the offensive coordinator to be the head coach. He's just too much on his hands. They've not shown up since he's been the head coach. Seattle has Kenny Walker back last week. He'll be there this week. So I got Seattle 22, Chicago 17.
22, 17, 39 all week long. That's Brian Seahawks and the under. Harris.
What's Geno Smith's status?
Geno Smith.
Should be okay. I didn't think he got hurt.
Anybody know?
I saw Walker limp off the field.
Again.
Geno Smith's status this week.
He was banged up.
Again.
You know what? It's the Bears. It's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, it's the Bears.
Let's go Seattle 34-10.
What was that score again?
34-10.
Gino is not on the injury.
No, he's not even listed on the. He's not even listed.
Yep.
They got a linebacker, defensive end. They got a tackle, a running back, and a tight end. That is it.
Okay. 34-10 Seattle.
Dennis Walker the third is still listed as questionable. Yeah,
And
he's not
he
on.
didn't practice on Monday, so
You took Seattle too, right, Brian?
Yes.
All right, 23-10,
34-10.
34-10. Oh,
34.
34-10. Harris takes Seahawks, and he's going easily over. Mike.
Oh, Gino. You know, he's done it. Geno Smith, Caleb Williams. Geno Smith, Caleb Williams. I'm saying this. I said this earlier, and I agree. The Bears better be very, very selective when they go after their new head coach. Okay? It don't have to be Nick Saban. It don't have to be Ryan Day. It don't have to be some offensive coordinator like that one from Tampa Bay. Okay? They've got to be very careful. They've got to pick the right coach because they have decent players. The problem they have is coaching. They're not coaching these players right. Okay? This game, what does it mean right now? Does it mean anything to these two teams?
yes.
No.
Yes.
Seahawks.
You know why I'm saying no?
Seahawks in the playoffs if they win the last two, if things work out right.
Like I said,
They need a miracle.
No.
They need a
The
miracle.
Bears 27, the Seahawks 21.
The way the Chargers are falling like a rock, Seattle's definitely in the picture.
27-21. Is that 51? Yeah. 27-21. Oh,
48.
48.
And it's the Bears.
Mike will take the Bears, and he goes over the total. We go to Tim.
Even with the myriad of injuries that I'm seeing on their report, both their running backs, Charbonnet and Walker, are both on the injury report. Walker with the ankle that he limped off the field for last week, and then Charbonnet's got an elbow. I still think they got what it takes to beat this Packers team. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba's played his butt off.
Bears, you mean the Bears team.
What's that?
You said to beat the Packers team. You mean to beat the Bears team.
Beat the Bears team, yes. I think they got enough to beat the Bears. Sorry, my bad.
Right.
Seattle 27, Chicago 14.
That is 41.
That's the total. Then I'll take 27-13.
27-13. Tim will go Seahawks and the under by a point. Keith.
I think the Bears will make some halftime adjustments this week. That's not good for them, but because I think they're going to be ahead. I think they're going to be ahead 14-10 at halftime. But I think Seattle's going to win 31-17.
31-17, 48 points. Keith is going over the total, and he is giving up on his Bears for the year.
Haven't they made halftime adjustments all year?
Yeah. Their halftime adjustment has been going out to the car drinking.
That's where they take their game plan and they throw it in a wastebasket.
Oh, okay.
23-17.
Brian, I think I'm close to yours.
Yeah, 22-17, I think.
23-7. Yeah, I'm going 23-17. I'm going to go 40 points total. So I'll take Seattle and the under here. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game, decent game, but I just think the Bears find another way to lose. We go to Harris. Saturday games. We got 3 of those on our docket. We got the Chargers. They are a 6-point favorite marching into Gillette Stadium to play the Patriots. 41 and a hook. Have at it, Harris.
My favorite hardball. He can lock up a playoff spot. He will do so. 27-14 Chargers.
27-14. That is 41. Harris goes under the total by a half point. Go for it, Michael.
This one's a real easy game for me. I know what's my favorite theory?
West Coast.
West Coast East Coast, right? That doesn't happen this game. And spoiler alert, I think the Patriots are going to be embarrassed in front of their home team and maybe score a field goal. Chargers 28, Patriots 3.
Woo, 28 to 3.
Wow.
How about 31 points? Mike goes Chargers. He goes under easily there. We go to Tim.
I think I like where you're going for the Chargers points. I think that the Patriots at least play with enough pride, especially with what they can build off of for the Bills game. They had them on the ropes, and they at least play hard for them. The coach may be a prick in some of his ways, from what Rob was telling me beforehand, but I at least think that they show enough fight. And Drake May has at least improved enough throughout the year to help out.
He was in a boot. He was in a boot yesterday. That's who it was. Drake May. Looks like
Drake May was in a boot.
Yeah, because he was limping, but it says probable. Probable. So he was limping. Hell, he was limping half the game if you watched him play. Damn, he was he's a tough dude, man.
Oh, he
Had
is.
some ice in there or something.
I'll say maybe the Patriots score late to make this a one-score game. I'll say Chargers 27, Patriots 20.
27-20. That is 47. And that is Tim going with the Chargers and the over. Keith.
I'll go with the Chargers. I think the Patriots will play hard, but I think the Chargers will pull it out 23-17.
23-17. Keith will go Chargers. 6 points. 6 point, 23-17.
Okay. 23-18 then.
23-18. He'll take the Chargers with the points, and that's 41. So he will take Patriots and the under. What was your score there, Tim?
I had 27-20.
Wow.
27-20. I'll take them as well. Rob will take Chargers, and I'll go over. Brian, you're not going to make the
Lori and I watched that New England game. We had a strong rooting interest in that game, big time. And the Chargers, if they don't have that backwards pass, fumble, scoop, and score, they beat Buffalo in that game. They definitely showed up. I think they're playing for their head coach, and their offensive line played way better than I expected they would play. So I've got, Chargers need this game badly to make sure they're clinched the playoffs, and they need to improve their seed if they can. I don't see New England running the ball against the Chargers, and I think the Chargers' schemes will confuse the rookie quarterback. I think that's going to be hard for him. So I got the Chargers 27 and the Patriots 17.
27-17 looks like 44 points.
Hold on, I got to take this, guys.
So Brian goes over. Okay, that's cool, Tim. That's cool. We'll catch you back up with you.
I like those red jerseys though for the Bills. I thought that looked pretty.
We're gonna go to Mike. We'll come back to you in a little bit. We're gonna go to Mike. We're gonna go to Keith now. That way, Tim can be the last one we take right here. We got the Broncos. We got the Bengals. The Bengals are 3-point favorite at home. 47 and a hook have at it, Keith.
Well, a lot of meaning. Well, definitely for Denver. Cincinnati has no room for error at all, and then they still might not. I think they're just barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth right now to a miraculous shot at a playoff berth, aren't they? Aren't they just on the?
Yeah,
they're on the edge.
They need to win.
the loser right here is
They
out.
need a lot of help though.
The
They got
loser's
to
out
either
of here.
Denver
The
or
loser
the
is out of
Chargers
here.
have to lose out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, Burrow is such a leader for that team. But I just think the Broncos are a better team. And this late in the year on the road, it could go either way. I'm going to go with the Broncos. So, again, because I think they are the better team. Score, I'll say 24-23. That's one of those that could go either way so easily.
And you're going to say the Broncos win 24.
Yeah.
All right. So Keith is a half.
Tim's back. You can unmute him.
Yeah. That's cool. Keith's a half point under the 47.5. All right, Mike. We're going to come back to you, brother. You ready?
Yeah. Cincinnati, Denver. A couple weeks ago, I was really praising on Bo. This time, I'm praising Joe. Okay? Joe Burrow, man. Is he a hot quarterback or not? But does anybody care? No. He doesn't have a running game. That's why he has to throw 35, 40 times a game. And Denver's going to continue to hold that. But the advantage Cincinnati has, it's a cold game. It's going to be cold up there, I bet, in Cincinnati. Even though Denver's used to the cold, it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be one of those 20. Yeah, I'm going to go with this way. 24-21 Cincinnati in overtime.
All right. They're already 3-point favorites. Hook me up, Mike.
20. Oh, then there's no overtime in this. Well, I'll say
make a 6-point game.
20. I'll say 26-20 Cincinnati in overtime.
Yeah. And you say the Bengals win.
Right.
All right, Michael. All right, we go to Tim.
All right,
so Mike goes with it. He goes with the Bengals and under. All right, Tim.
Shout out to my sister who's at home recovering. She had her thyroid taken out today.
Oh, great.
Oh, okay.
And also, she's just calling me to make sure that Christmas gifts got delivered to Texas.
Hey, you got beautiful weather here.
Prayers her way. All right.
All right. So now let's get to the other part of Ohio, Cincinnati. Let's just say their playoff chances are slim to none, and they're about to head across the border to Kentucky, which isn't very far, but still it's somewhere. But I think they at least hold on to playoff hopes for one more week. And that is unless other things happen, like the Chargers winning. 28-24, Cincinnati.
28-24. Tim taking the Bengals, and he is going over the total. Mike, what was your score?
26-20, Cincinnati in overtime.
Wow.
26-21. I'll take the Bengals in this game. Look, I have been the biggest Burrow barrier all year. I said they weren't a good team. They're not a good team. I still don't think they're a good team. But this dude can pull people from the ashes. He is a top 5 quarterback in the league. I don't give a damn what anybody says. He's top 5. It's just a matter of what he's got around him. He makes them better. He makes these guys better around him and all. Nix is hit his spot right now. I think he's lost offensive rookie of the year. I really do. I think Jaden Daniels is going to end up winning it. I thought Nix was going to get it. I don't think he will now. He needs to win this game if he's going to do it. I don't think he does. 26-21. I'll take the Bengals, and I will go under the total by a half point. Have at it, Brian.
Who needs a running game when you've got Joe Burrow throwing touchdown passes from a horizontal position?
Yeah.
400 a game.
He's been incredible. Let's see. Denver, they're kind of getting exposed a little bit. Their secondary is giving up 300 yards passing each of the last 4 weeks, and they've been pushed around. They're a little light in the pants. I think Cincinnati wins this game 27-20.
27-20. And that is also 47. And Brian will go with the Bengals and the under. Harris, have at it, bro.
Any other year, Sean Payton would probably have Coach of the Year locked up. With what he's done with this team, Dan Campbell, by the way, is my pick for that.
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati, yeah, they're explosive. But I think it's going to come down where Peyton's going to outcoach Cincinnati. I've got Denver winning this game 28-27.
28-27. So Harris has the Broncos, and he's going over. All right. We're going back to Tim.
Okay.
The Arizona Cardinals, who are now officially out of the playoffs, head to the LA Rams. Rams, SoFi Stadium, 3-point favorites, 49 and a hook. Tim.
It concerns me a little bit what happened against the Jets. The Jets are, I mean, okay, they have Sauce Gardner, but only put up that many points against the Jets. Something seemed a little off. Maybe it was doing the West Coast, East Coast thing, but since they'll be at home now, hopefully I think this will be a close game because Arizona still wants to play for pride. They've had a better season than I thought they would, to be honest with you. I got this Rams 23, Cardinals 21.
23-21 be 44. Tim will actually take the Cardinals plus the 3 points and go under the total. Have at it.
The Cardinals?
Yeah, he's taking the Cardinals.
The Cardinals on the spread.
I'm sorry.
On the spread because it's -3.
Rams to win.
I'm looking at the wrong game.
Okay.
You all right, brother.
You're all right.
Keith.
Yeah, I kind of thought the Cardinals actually be a little better, but with the draft that they had, Rams seem to be playing better now. So Cardinals, I think, will play hard and give them a battle for a while at least, but the Rams, I think, will prevail 27-17.
27-17. That's 44. And Keith will take the Rams, and he will go with the under. Yeah. They play like garbage in a garbage stadium. If you really want to be, the last 2 weeks they hadn't really done a lot. They went to the 49ers, but they won. Week before that, they played home against the Bills, and all they did is win. Week before that, they beat the Saints. That's 4 in a row from what I got right here. And before that, the last one they lost was the Eagles. Look, this Rams team is one of the most talented offensive teams out there. A little bit of wind, a little bit of good defense, a hard field, cold as crap. That's got to go against you somewhere. None of that plays into this field at SoFi. I think it's a good chance you'll see Kyler Murray sit. I think it's a great chance of that. His heel was bothering him, 2 weeks ago. I think there's a good chance he won't play all this game. Why would you? Why would you even risk a guy right now? So I think there's a darn good chance he won't even play the whole game. Rams 28-12. That's 40 total. I'll easily take the Rams to win this game, and I will go under the total. And why is he? Yeah, that's right. Keith has already went. Brian, go for it, bro.
James Conner had 156 yards total offense last week. He's a solid player, but I think he's questionable this week.
Yeah, he's hurt. Yep, he is hurt.
And Kyler Murray for the past month has been dreadful, actually, for about a month. So yeah. I don't know. They're eliminated from the playoffs. They don't have much to play for. The Rams, they're still an ascending team. Great offense. Puka Nacua, I think, is the best receiver out there. You don't hear that a lot, but that guy is tough. He wins those one-on-one battles. He's just a tough receiver. And then they got a running game with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum as well. Strong running game. Offensive line's been playing great for the Rams. I got the Rams winning 29-14.
14-43. That is Brian taking the Rams and going under the total. Harris, have at it.
I personally think that the NFL put this game as the late game so they put people to sleep. It's going to be a sleeper. Rams 17-9.
17-9, 26 points. Harris says easily the Rams, and he will go with the under the total. Michael.
And I'm guessing this game means absolutely nothing.
Wrong.
Correct?
Wrong.
For who now?
If the Rams lose out and Seattle wins out, Seattle wins the division.
Yeah, Seattle wins the division.
So
Right now, the Rams are number 4.
So
the Rams are number 3 right now.
That's why. Pafford.
Are they number 3?
So
yeah, they're ahead of the Falcons.
So Pafford.
That's right.
So Pafford against Murray. Well, you know what? The Rams are supposed to be the team on turf, and they're playing in Sophie, so that's a big advantage to them. And I'm gonna go. Yeah, you're right, Harris. This game puts me to sleep. Okay, that's good Somonex for me. But the Rams will win the game 25-14.
25-14, 39 points. Mike goes Rams, and he will go under the total. Let's kick in. That's Sunday mornings and 1 p.m. Eastern time. We've got the Panthers. We've got the Buccaneers. Buccaneers 8.5-point favorites at home, 47.5, and we're going to let Keith have at it.
Which game are we on now?
We're at Carolina and Tampa.
Panthers, Buccaneers. Bucks are
Panthers.
8.5-point favorites.
Panthers, Buccaneers.
Yep.
Panthers coming off that overtime win.
And
This is
Panthers
regulation loss against the Cowboys.
Buccaneers are out of playoffs right now.
And the Buccaneers lost to Dallas.
Oh, yeah, the Panthers did have that overtime win. That's right, yeah.
Who's got that game?
I think Tampa rebounds this week. Panthers, I think, they're playing respectably, considering, I guess, the kind of season they've had so far. But Tampa Bay, I think, is a little bit too much for them. I'll go with the Buccaneers in this one.
8.5?
Yeah, I'll go 30-20.
30-20 is 50 points. Keith goes Bucks, and he will go over the total. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I just think the Panthers have picked their times when they have been good. And most of those times when they did play decent, they were at home. They're on the road right here. What's up, Bob Bryant? We go ahead. Hey, Bob, we go see.
Hey. Where am I?
We go send you an invite to come on and talk to us in a little bit as soon as the show's over. Yeah, this Buccaneers team, man, they're just better than this Panthers team. They're at home. They got a better quarterback, a more proven quarterback. I'm not going to say better quarterback, but they're a more proven quarterback. They got more proven players in the offensive positions that can score for them. They are just I just think that the Bucs are in better shape here. 8.5, I don't have a problem giving that up. 31-16, I'll take the Buccaneers, and by a half point, I will be going under the total. All right, Brian.
I'm glad to see Bryce Young is playing better for Carolina, but their defense is not. And I think Tampa Bay Tampa Bay is kind of in playoff territory right now. They kind of need to keep winning and get back on the winning side. Vita Vea in that nose tackle is a beast. That play where he leveled Jake Ferguson, dropped in a pass defense, 340-pound pass defender, and then he rushed over and leveled Jake Ferguson. It's like Jake Ferguson says, where'd that come from? He's amazing, Vita Vea is. He really is. I got Carolina losing to Tampa Bay 31-14.
31-14. 31-14. I said 31-16. You said 31-14. That is 45. So Brian has the Bucks and the under as well. Harris, have at it.
The best thing for Tampa Bay this week is that Atlanta has to travel to Washington. That is huge for them because Tampa has to win this week, and they need an Atlanta loss to have a chance to get in the playoffs. You've already had this score. I'm going to repeat the score again. Tampa Bay 30, Carolina 20.
30-20. Harris will take the
coming
Bucks.
again too.
And it's going over the total. Michael, have at it.
You know, they spoke so much about Baker Mayfield this, Baker Mayfield that, Baker Mayfield this, Baker Mayfield that. Yeah, he's a good quarterback. He's got a good team. That's why he's got two great receivers in Chris Godwin and Michael Evans. Hi, Cat. I don't think Carolina has much for them. I was gonna think it was a divisional game, but you know what? It's not.
It is actually Panthers.
Yeah, I know, but it's, to me, the way Carolina plays, it's not that much of a divisional game. Oh, they're going to get close and stuff, and then they find a way to lose. This time it's going to be Tampa Bay 31, Carolina 14.
Were you meaning rivalry game?
They did play an overtime game the last time.
45.
They did play overtime last time.
I know they did. So what?
Give me the info.
So what?
And it was in Carolina.
Tim, have at it.
Well, and Harris is right. I did actually. I think I might have had a different score. Actually, I had the same score, but I'm going to change it because there's no way we have three people have the same score. So I think Tampa Bay is the better team. I think they'll get out ahead. Carolina may score late to make it pretty for them, or enough pretty. 31-20 Tampa.
Just to
I had 30-20,
right?
but I got to throw an extra point in there.
31-20. That is Tim.
Are you insane, Tim? There's no way those teams can combine for 51 points.
Oh, you crazy.
I was thinking another way, but that's okay. I was really thinking another way. But, hey.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Now we go to the Jets. So coming to me now. The Jets against the Bills. The Bills are 9.5-point favorites after a tough game this past week. Their Bills get to play at home again, 48 and a hook. And I'm like this, look, the Jets offense is not the Bills offense. Jets defense is pretty good. They're going to keep them in the ballgame for a half, maybe even 3 quarters. Then the Bills will exercise their muscle a little bit and do what they got to do. 9.5 is a big number here, but I think they're going to cover it. 26-12. Jets don't find the end zone this week. 38 points total. I'll take the Bills, and I will go under the total.
Last week, the Jets lost their left tackle, Fashion, who has had a good year. And so there's going to be less protection for Aaron Rodgers. On the other hand, Buffalo, Josh Allen has never won an MVP. He's going for his first MVP, and he did not have an MVP game last week. So I think Josh Allen is going to be highly motivated to bounce back and have a good day. I say Buffalo does bounce back and beats New England, or beats the Jets 31-14.
31-14.
They scored game after game over 30 points, and I think last week was a hiccup. They're going to be back on the.
So Brian will go with the Bills and the under. How about it, Harris?
I agree with what Brian just said about Allen. Allen's going to bounce back. He wants that MVP. He really does. And don't be surprised if he throws himself another touchdown pass this week. Buffalo 41-10.
Buffalo 41-10. That is 51 points. Harris takes the Bills, and he goes over the total. Michael.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what the big news is in New York? The big news is Aaron Rodgers got himself a woman. All right? It ain't Olivia Dunn. It ain't, whatever, Danica
Shailene
Patrick.
Woodley.
It ain't, he bought her a Christmas present. That's how excited he was. Do I really care? No. Okay. Josh Allen could be the MVP right now. Could be. I don't know. He's going to be one of three choices. I don't know if they don't do their awards like they do with top three people and then they choose one. They vote on it. Okay? And then whoever has the best votes wins. Anyway, what's the over-under on that?
48 and a hook.
48 points. God, that's too many points. Josh Allen and the Bills, 31. Rodgers to be embarrassed. And the Buffalo fans are going to have a wild party. So it even makes it better for me. Bills 31, Jets 10.
31, 10, 41. Mike goes with Bills, and he will go with the under. We go to Tim.
So here we come again. My ode to the New York Jets. And I'm going to do this sort of in spoken word. And so this is Christmas. And what have you done? Another year over, another year without playoffs. And so happy Christmas. I hope Rodgers had fun. Getting everyone fired without hardly any wins. That's my take on John Lennon. So this is Christmas.
So this is Rodgers.
Yes, so this is Christmas. And what have you done? 14 years consecutive without the playoffs.
The highest,
longest in the NFL.
Longest.
And they will have another part of Christmas misery because the Bills will win this one. Michael, you were really close to what I had. I have 31-9.
Oh, God, really?
10 says.
So they're going to score 9 points like they did last week, right?
Yep.
Keith.
I heard somebody saying yesterday that there's only really one true New York team, and that's the Bills.
The Buffalo Bills.
And the other two can easily be forgotten.
We did.
34-16 Buffalo.
34-16. That is
50.
Is that 54 points? That is Keith taking the Bills and going over the total very easily. All right. We're going to flip the page. We're going to Brian. Colts, 6.5 point favorites. Going to the Meadowlands to play the Giants. Over under. Flat 40. 40. Have at it, Brian.
Okay. Jonathan Taylor went wild. He had a 68-yard touchdown run. He had a 70-yard touchdown run. He ran the first one up into the tunnel, carrying the football this time. And the Giants are dead set for that number one pick. Nothing's changing here. Indianapolis 26 and New York Giants 14.
26, 14, that is 40.
Well, let's go 24-14. Yeah.
You make it higher.
14. All right. You can go higher if you want to, yeah. Brian will go Colts and go under the total, though. Okay. Harris?
The Colts still have a shot at making the playoffs until Saturday is over. They can be eliminated Saturday, depending on what happens.
Yeah.
If the chips fall right, they're playing for something. If it don't fall right, they're playing for pride. they're going to play for more pride than what the Giants have, regardless. So we're going to go Colts 24-7.
24-7, 31. Harris takes Colts. He'll go under. Mike.
I'll have a blue Christmas at the Meadowlands. I'll know it's not a good Christmas at the Meadowlands. No playoffs for me. Gotta watch them on TV. And the Colts will win 24-10.
There we go, Michael. I was wondering if you're going to join in the party here.
I know my team is bad.
Tim.
We're number one.
Michael, since this is poorly sung to begin with, I'll poorly sing this one. Giants got run over by a Falcon.
Yes.
ATL on Sunday. They really want to get that first pick in the NFL draft coming up in April. That's all.
Or May.
Or May. Colts win this one 28-13. So barely over.
28-13. 41 points. He's just going to barely tip the scale to the overside. Tim goes Colts and over. Keith.
Is Richardson, who's playing for the Colts at quarterback now?
Richardson.
Richardson? Yeah,
Richardson,
okay.
yeah.
Colts 31, Giants
0.
Well, I mean, the Giants know what the end zone is.
Yeah, we scored points last week.
Okay.
31.
I'll say 14.
31-14, 45. Keith's going to go over the total.
No Tommy Cutlets, though.
Giants on the football field. Click, click, click. They keep tripping over there. All right. That's 20-16, the Colts. They beat the Giants as well.
By the way, Rob, I'm going to say something real quick.
36 total, but I'll take the Colts here.
And if you're a Giant, that's really saying something, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll take the Colts. I'll go under the total.
So, to be fair, last night was the first shutout of the NFL season.
I heard
There
that.
has never been a year in the NFL where there's been no shutouts.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Saints
yeah,
were-
last night was the first shutout.
Saints played that way too. They played like trash, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
another
yeah.
mountain.
WC was me.
Maybe game of the week. I think it's got to be probably game of the week. Packers, Vikings. Vikings a 1.5 favorite in this game. 48 in a hook at Minnesota. How about it, Harris?
Yeah, I have this as a high scoring game. I gotta go Minnesota 34-31.
34. 31. Lions 64. 35, 65 points. Harris is going to take the Vikings and way over. Go for it, Michael.
Who's on the team again? I'm sorry. I forgot.
Minnesota.
Minnesota is.
Oh, it's indoors. Okay.
Yes, it is.
You're a mean one. Jordan Love, you are getting better each week. And I know that Sam was a Jedi. I don't care if he is done yet. Jordan Love. The Packers are going to find a way, and their main receiver's coming back because they said he was okay. I'm going to take the Packers 28-27.
28-27. That is 55. Mike takes Pack and over.
Up in Whoville.
Tim.
We're going to go from Whoville to an animated part, and this probably could have been heard in Green Bay last night. Christmas time is here, happiness and cheer. Fun for all that they called their favorite team this year. They've been on fire. But I think that Minnesota's defense plays a little bit better and they'll hold Jacobs, but I still think this is going to be a good game. In overtime, the Vikings win 30-27.
30, 27, 57 points. And Tim likes Vikes. He likes the over here. Keith.
I actually considered that exact score, Tim, but I'm not. I'm going a little lower than that. 27-24 favor of the Vikings. You know, sometimes LaFleur seems like he tries to get a little too cute in his play calling, and he'll do something that isn't really necessary. For instance, an example last night, they had a second down and goal. I think it was around the 2-yard line, 1 yard line, and he tried this quick little cute shovel pass thing, and I lost a yard on it. And I just thought he does stuff like that, and I don't know why he does that. I think he's trying to impress people and like, oh, look what we can do. I just think that sometimes those kind of calls, and he's got a reputation for that too, from comments I've heard in previous weeks. I just think sometimes he can screw his own team up and they'll lose a close game like this. So that's part of the reason I'm going with Minnesota, 27-24.
27.
Even though I think Green Bay technically is a little bit better team than Minnesota, I just think 28-24.
28-24. Yeah. I think coaching is a difference. I'm not sold on Love all the way. Not like all you guys are. I think Darnold's a better quarterback right now. Love, he still makes stupid mistakes once in a while. And I tell you what better team to jump on those mistakes than a top 5 defense? And that is actually this year, the Vikings. They are actually playing really, really good. So I'll take the Vikings. I'm going over the total, 28-24. And I'll take them straight up and give up the points. Brian.
And we need to give a gong to Bob because he's voted that the singing sounds terrible.
Yes, the singing is terrible. I came out flat out at the beginning of the show. I said the singing will be terrible.
Green Bay is coming off a short week, but I think they're going to get Jair Alexander back for this game. Yeah, they're going to need him for all those receivers that Minnesota throws at you. Minnesota's got a gigantic decision after this season, what they're going to do with Sam Darnold in free agency and McCarthy, their draft pick. I think they should re-sign him. I mean, the last several weeks, Darnold's 15-1 touchdown ratio, and he's still a fairly young man. He's not like an old guy. So he's found the perfect fit in Minnesota with that coach. This could be the game of the year. I got Minnesota winning 24 to Green Bay 21.
24.
I just think Love has been good on mistakes lately, but I see him throwing an interception that could make a difference.
Yeah, 45. So Brian will take the Vikings. He'll go just a little under the total here. And who's I don't have? Mike Harris.
Worry for the next time.
Start Michael next.
Huh?
What? Did Mike already pick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't put my pick down. That's what it was. I didn't put mine.
You're picking
Oh boy!
You're still
Don't be a dumbass like me.
Rob, I got the lock of the week last week.
Yeah, I missed the lock of the week, so at least I know I get to go first this week. Shit. 52. So I went over the total. All right. but the last person to go was
Michael
Brian.
Stark.
So it's Mike's chance. All right, Mike.
Mhm.
The Raiders,
Oh,
the Saints. The
God.
Saints were beautiful last night.
No,
in
a
those
matchup
white,
like that.
Oh my
A matchup
God.
they
like that
looked
deserves
beautiful
a
in those
song,
white
right?
uniforms. There wasn't a speck of dirt on those uniforms by the time the game was over with last night. Yeah, okay, but they didn't do a lot. Raiders at the Saints. Saints are favored. 2.5 points this week. So you can give up a 40 burger or something like that one week, but that's all right. 40 and a hook. Mike, tell us
40
why
and a hook.
Tell us
Take
why
the-
tell
you
us
know
why
what's
the
in-
Saints on a roll.
Ah! That's Antonio Pierce at the door. He's waiting. He's waiting to hear from
And your
me.
dogs are tearing him to hell.
Antonio, listen. You're my buddy. You were a giant. You ran with Lawrence Taylor. You ran with Brad Van Pelt. You ran with other players. I can't remember. Oh no, I better remember him. You ran with Carl Banks. And you're putting a team like the Oakland Las Vegas Raiders to shame.
Was he with Harry Carson too?
Thank God you gotta play the Rattlers.
No.
The Rattlers, weren't they a team in the World Football League or something like that, or the United States Football League at one time? Right,
Sure.
Tim. The
Sure.
Rattlers, the Arizona Rattlers.
No, you're thinking that's the arena team. That's the arena team. That's the
Indoor
Rattlers.
That's right, the Arizona Rattlers, the indoor football team.
The Wranglers.
Oh,
were the
it's indoor
USFL
and
team.
it's indoors no matter what. And all these Saints fans, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a pretty game. It'll probably be, I'm going to say this, it's probably going to be the Saints at home, and it's probably going to be 24-20.
24-20. That's 44 points. So Mike is bold enough to say Saints and over in this ball game. Have at it, Tim. Can the Saints
Michael,
cover?
did you forget that Mr. Pierce played in the 2000s Super Bowl teams and not the 80s or the 90s Super Bowl teams? Just
He
to
was
say
with
that.
Strahan.
Yeah, with Strahan and Justin Tuck and all them.
Yeah,
all that.
playing that long ago, but
Yeah.
I figure Michael's a Giants fan. He knows, you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, the dogs are barking.
you want to talk about a game that puts you to sleep. Boy, if you need it for this one for an afternoon game, take it. I'll be nice enough to say that the Saints will score 10 points, but Vegas will score 17.
17-10. You're going to take Vegas Raiders. Tim's going way under the total.
It almost inspires you to want to eat turkey right before that game or something.
Yeah.
Or the trip to family's tan.
The Raiders are at least coming off a win, and the Saints are coming off what looks like a bye because they didn't even appear. So, I don't know. The Saints played fairly well against Washington, although the Washington didn't play that well. So, it's really hard to measure what their performance was that day. And the officials were helping them every step along the way with 2 terrible roughing the passer calls and a touchdown that I don't know how they called that when he didn't have any control of the ball when his first foot was down. But anyway, and then they stopped the clock when it should have been running. They should have never got that last play off of the touchdown. Anyway, Raiders, I'll go with the Raiders. And I'll say 23-9.
23-9, 32 points.
Yeah.
Keith says the Raiders and under, and I don't know where in the hell you all seeing these points coming from. Boy, oh boy. No.
Defense.
You don't even see 27 points, Rob?
I don't see 27 points in the whole damn game. How about
That's what I
that?
had. I had 27 points for the whole game.
I got 26. I got 15-11. How about that? I've got 15-11. I'm gonna take his Saints to win this game. I don't know. Don't really care how, but I just think they win the game. And I'm going under the total of 40.5. Brian.
By the way, hold on, Rob. Guess what that would be if that score is final?
Yes.
That would be a scoregami.
Is that a score?
11 would be scoregami.
15-11. Don't worry, I got another one coming up too, probably.
All right, go ahead, Brian.
Okay.
Brian.
The Saints apparently can't score anymore since they lost Carr, Olavi, and Kamara. There's just nothing left on offense for them. Their receivers couldn't get open. They couldn't run the ball. But they were playing Green Bay's defense. And they're not playing Green Bay's defense this week. So I do think they'll get 10 points. Las Vegas, on the other hand, they beat Jacksonville, who is a team that's given up on their head coach. And it's kind of pretty much quit playing themselves. Vegas does have, I think, a little more firepower, a little more talent than Seattle has, than New Orleans has healthy right now. So I'm giving them a 21-10 win over New Orleans.
21-10. You're going to take a Raiders. So that is Brian taking the Raiders and going under Harris.
I've been trying to do some research to find out when the last time was that a team was shut out in consecutive games. If I'm reading this right, it was the Raiders in 2008. Well, the Raiders are going to shut these guys out 17-0 and make it this week. Back-to-back weeks shut out.
All right. So Harris takes the Raiders and still goes easily under since
Brian
the Paints. Since the Saints scored.
I took Las Vegas.
Brian took the Raiders. He took it Raiders. Yeah. All right. We go to Tim. There's another game of the week sitting right here, just tripping on you and ready to roll. We got the Tennessee Titans heading to Jacksonville. The Jacksonville Jags, by some fortune of fate, are a 1-point favorite here in this game. The Jags are.
Why?
39. 39.5 is the total. You don't have to worry about hitting the total. It's a half point there. 39.5. Have at it, Tim. Tell us why the Jags are going to win.
Vegas thinks that was a 1 week wonder that they put up that many points in a week. And both the quarterbacks are absolutely terrible. So I guess it was as much as a coin flip, even though Levis played probably his best game of the year. And 39, Tennessee 22, Jacksonville 13.
22-13. Tim takes the Titans, and he will go under the total. Keith.
Yeah, 23-16 Titans.
23-16, 39. That is Keith taking the Titans, and he is going under. Tim, your losing score was how? What was the losing score?
I had 22-13.
Oh, 13. Okay, that's the most either one of these two teams are capable of. 13-8. 13-8. I will give the Titans the benefit of a doubt on the 13. But I will take the Titans, and I will go under the total by a lot. Brian.
Well, normally Will Levis throws interceptions in his games, but how's Jacksonville going to pressure him into that? I mean, Jacksonville can't get anything going. I would say they've also given up on their coach. I got Tennessee winning 21-17.
21, 17, 38. That is Brian. And that is an under. Harris.
This week, all I'm going to say is Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard. 30-10, Tony Pollard and the Titans.
Harris
The over.
is going over the total. Oh my God, he has stepped where no man has ever stepped before. Yeah, he's going over the total. And Michael,
Call him
will
Dr.
there be
Spock,
40?
'cause he's going into.
Will there be 40 points scored in this game, Mike?
By the way, Tony Pollard's my starting back in the championship
Hello?
this week.
Tony Khan, just the man I needed to speak to. Listen, you gotta do something about this team. I know your son, I know your dad owns it, but listen, I want you to bring the following people to this game. I want you to bring John Moxley. I want you to bring Brian King. I want you to bring Orange Cassidy. I want you to bring some of the female wrestlers too, okay? Because you are desperately going to need it if you're gonna win. Okay? Yeah. All right. Say hello to the Max people for me. Yeah. Later. Bye. Oh my God. Tony.
He can't help you.
What? He can't help me. I know he can't help me. His father can't help me either because Tennessee's going to win the game 19-13.
19-13, 32 points. Mike takes the Titans, and he will go under the total.
Extra points missed.
All right. We go to Keith. The Dolphins, 3-point favorites, head to Cleveland to play the Browns. 41 and a hook. And the Dolphins are eliminated, right? I think.
Wait a minute.
No, I don't think so.
I thought the Dolphins were eliminated.
No, they can still get in, but they need Denver and the Chargers to lose out.
They got to go
Okay. All right.
1 or something.
So
like
they
that.
may know their fate. They may know their fate before Sunday afternoon. Then okay.
Yeah.
Dolphins
they need
minus
the
3
Dolphins,
Browns.
Chargers, Colts, and Bengals to all lose.
I got you, Keith.
As much as I don't think much of the Browns, I really don't think much of the Dolphins. And the Browns at home here. I wouldn't be surprised if that guy down, the coach of the Dolphins, isn't there much longer either. I don't know. He might make it till next year, but Browns will win this game. Probably be one of the, well, there's a number of ugly games this week, but this will be another one. 17-16 Browns.
17-16 Browns. That looks like 33. Keith will take the Browns, and he will go under the total. I watched that Robinson or whatever quarterback for the Browns.
Johnson Robinson, yeah. Ugh.
And
whatever his name
I'm
is.
wondering, is there any team out there that's got 3 worse quarterbacks than the Browns right now?
The Jets.
I mean, how about this? I mean, splash, cash, and trash. Is that what you want to call the 3? I mean, one of them makes all the money.
Actually, Rob, the 3 words that best describe the Browns quarterbacks, and I quote, are stink, stank, and stunk.
Stunk and stank, yeah.
Oh, stink, stunk.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Dolphins ain't nothing to write home about either. They suck. But if they're still in the playoff hunt, I think they got a chance. I know Tyreek Hill is he's bitching again. He's raising hell, and he wants out of Miami. I don't know. I think they go get him involved. Something happens to make me see the frozen fish, the frozen minnows. What do you call it? Things you like to eat?
Anchovies.
Sardines. The frozen sardines of Miami. Go to Cleveland, 24-14 by some miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. I don't know. We'll call it that. They cover the
Festivus.
3, and
Well, Festivus was
we'll go
yesterday.
under the total. Brian.
Yeah, DTR sacked 5 times and threw 2 interceptions against Cincinnati's defense. Wow. Miami has a history of beating bad teams, and sometimes they blow out bad teams. And I don't think the weather is going to be frigid in
No, don't think
Cleveland.
so.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be decent. So there's not a problem there for Miami. I think Miami wins 24-17.
24-17, 41. By a half point, under the total. Brian takes Miami and under. Harris, have at it.
Yeah, Cleveland's just too damn bad. It's like we were talking. Somebody said something about on another team earlier. Are they an NFL team? Question is Cleveland an NFL team? Sorry, Tim.
No apology needed.
Let's go Miami 28-13.
28-13, 41. He will take Miami, and by that half point, Harris will go under the total. Michael.
Show me as you're gone. Have a Grover gone. You guys need Brownie because you're not gonna win. Oh my God, the Cleveland Browns. Brownie Elf ain't gonna be able to help them. Jeez Louise. At least Miami's got receivers, even though they're crying and beating and stuff. The only problem Miami's got is poor defense. Anytime I watch them, pass interference, number 5, defense. Pass interference, number 5, defense. That's that guy Ramsey, right? Right. So anyway, I'm gonna go with the upset for the home fans of Cleveland, because they say that Cleveland rocks, and they may rock. 20-19, Brownies.
20-19, 39 points. Mike likes the Browns, and he'll go under the total. We got Tim. Tim, your home team.
Funny you mentioned about having bad 3 quarterbacks, because I want a good quarterback for Christmas. Not these 3 jabronis we have now. They all suck, as does the team. I only want a good quarterback, and only a good quarterback will do. Yeah, the Browns ain't going to get a good quarterback, and they ain't going to get no damn hippopotamus either. Although they could go down to the zoo and find a hippopotamus, which isn't too far away. Harris, I had the same score as you did originally, but I am going to change it. I am going to say Miami 30, Browns 13.
30-13. He is going to say Miami and Browns are going to play over the total. Tim will take Miami, and he will go over the total. Coming to me now. Cowboys. Going to go to the Eagles this week. Eagles, 9.5-point favorites. Still with Hurts questionable.
I don't know if I'm going to say
41 is a total. That's the thing. 41's a total. Guess what? I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it, boys and girls. Cowboys going to win this game. They're going to win this damn game. Washington's going to win this game. And it's going to come down to the final week of the season as to who's going to win the NFC East. Cowboys 23. Eagles 20. Cowboys 26. Eagles 23, straight up win a game. Cowboys do. I will take the over in this ball game. I'll be on the island, but I'll be there. Go for it, Brian.
I watched that Washington game last week, and Marshawn Lattimore had 3 pass interference calls. The first one, A.J. Brown had Marshawn Lattimore. He was pulling him down by the shoulder pads while Lattimore was holding the arm of A.J. Brown. It should have been a double penalty, offense and defense. It was poorly officiated. And then an XPI, one guy got tripped. So, the officiating in that game left a lot to be desired. Dallas is playing for the head coach. They're playing for their jobs, but they do have, I think they have got a few injuries. They're missing DeMarcus Lawrence. They're missing Diggs. He's out. Demarion Overshown, I think he's going to be out too. I think he didn't make it.
Yeah,
to
Overshown's out.
Yeah, Overshown's
Overshown
out.
is out.
That's a big loss. And I think there's some openings in that secondary that Philadelphia, even if Pickett's playing, will be able to exploit. I don't know if Hurt will be available. He was concussed. Those things are hard to figure. But even if Pickett played, Philadelphia wins this game 29 to 17.
9.5 points.
No, I pick them to cover too, 29 to 17.
29-17. All right. 46. So not only will he do it, Brian will go Eagles and he will go over that total. Harris.
The last couple times that these two teams have played with a backup quarterback, the backup has won the game. The Cowboys are playing with Cooper Rush at quarterback. The Cowboys also have a weapon in their back pocket named Aubrey. He's in the league right now.
He's automatic.
Huh?
Not necessarily.
Well, yeah, I know he's missed a couple, but 58 yards, he's going to hit it.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. As long as McCarty don't try a 70-yard field goal at some point, we're good to go. Cowboys win this game 27-24. Best thing for the Cowboys is they're on the road.
Harris is going to say the Cowboys in the over as well. Michael.
Hello? Jerry! My pal Jerry! I saw you the other night. You look like you were like a feeble old man sitting in that chair looking at with his glasses on and stuff like that. Thank God we didn't have to see any art. Oh my God, Jerry, what are you going to do with all these injured players? What are you coming up with? A whole list? A whole list of people? Thank God you got Aubrey. Aubrey's your hero. And Cooper Rush. You sure it's not Cooper Manning that's a quarterback? Uh-huh. Yeah. You're my hero. Yeah, bye. I hate to say this. I'm gonna be short and blunt. The Eagles are gonna take it out on the Cowgirls. Eagles 31, Cowboys 13.
31-13. Mike takes the Eagles big time and the over in this ball game. Tim.
Michael, are you drawing comparisons to Jerry Jones from Mr. Potter in It's a Wonderful Life? The warped old man that's sitting there counting his money.
He was like the other night. Oh my God, he was sitting like that. Stupid looking face.
Yes. So anyway, the problem is, okay, but two of the Eagles' losses have something in common. Dropped passes that should have closed the game out. If they don't drop that wide open pass, they win that game against the Commanders. They're not going to make that mistake this week. Eagles 27, Cowboys 21, and that's only because Hurts isn't playing. That's a closer game.
27-21. So actually, Tim will take on the Cowboys side of things, and he'll go over the total as well. 41. Nobody likes that 41 total. We've all went over. Keith, tell us why it's going to go under 41.
I kind of like Dallas to win this game. Pickett is the quarterback now for the Eagles. Huh? The guy out of Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kenny.
I don't know. I think losing
Gardner Johnson. He got kicked out of last week's game, and I understand that he and the coach Sirianni have had a little bit of a bump since then. So we're not sure he's starting this week. We're going to see Gardner Johnson. That should be big. That'll be big news.
As long as Dallas can contain Barkley, and that's an if, quite an if, I think they'll find a way to pull this out. 24-20. I'll go with the Cowboys.
24-20. Keith says he likes the over as well.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that Gardner Johnson thing. There's just still no discipline on Philadelphia's team, and they don't have an adult in the room to bring it. They just don't have an adult in the room to bring that discipline.
Right.
You're right. The head coach.
Coaches are scared of the players. They're scared of the players. Yeah, you're right. We're coming to Brian now. Sunday night football. Big game right here. Really is. We laugh about it a little bit, but the Falcons going to Washington to go play the Commanders. Commanders are 3.5 favorites. Total here, guys, 46. 46. Brian, have at it.
Well, Atlanta's in the driver's seat now, and it's pretty noticeable the difference between Michael Penix Jr. and Kirk Cousins. His throws are a lot crisper, a lot sharper. Penix had a decent start to his career last week. I know there was an INT, but he threw a lot of good balls. Washington, on the other hand, man, what an amazing game. 5 turnovers, but 5 touchdown passes. It's just unbelievable. Bijan Robinson had a good game. He's getting almost 5 yards a carry through most of the season. Bijan Robinson. I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to face much of a pass rush, so we're going to see another good game from Jaden Daniels. I've got Washington winning this game 27-21, but it's going to be competitive.
(27-21). Brian has the Commanders winning this and going over the total. Harris.
This week, Daniel seals the deal as Rookie of the Year. Okay, both these teams still have a shot at winning their division. Washington needs to win out. Atlanta, a win and a Buccaneer loss, they win the division. Okay. I've already got Philadelphia losing to Dallas, so that means if Washington wins this week, next week settles the division. That being said, I'm going Washington in a rout, 38-17.
38-17. That's 55 points. Harris takes Commanders. He goes easily over the total. Michael.
I've never taken Washington 7 times in 1 year.
Yeah, well, there's a reason for that.
You had lost with it. You had lost with it.
You're like the rest of America there, Harris.
But you haven't lost. You hadn't lost the majority of the times. You've won more than you've lost.
I'll take if Brian goes back and looks. I don't think I've lost at Washington all year.
Oh, okay. You may not have. Michael, have at it, bro.
All right. It is Sunday night. And this is probably the best. Everybody says Green Bay, Minnesota. This could be the best game of the weekend. Michael Penix didn't really surprise me that much because I seen him play in Washington and he was that good. Jaden Daniels is probably going to be, if he can win this out, he could probably be your offensive player of the year. No matter what Josh Allen says, no matter what Derrick Henry says. I'm not a Washington Commanders fan, but I am impressed with Jaden Daniels. And we couldn't get him in the draft. And I'm sad about that. Be that as it may, Artie Blank is going to be with a staring face just like, gee, as the Commanders are going to find a way to win this game 28-17.
28-17. That's 45 points. That is Mike going 1 point under the total of 46.
And the key player is McLaurin.
Yep, he's always been a key player. But I will warn you, the singing is almost the poor attempt at singing is almost done. I've got 2 more, so I guess the last 2 are final ones. And this is my poor attempt to do the Beach Boys. Down in our capital where they play football, there's a good little team with the rookie QB. He just beat the Eagles on the verge of the playoffs. All they need is a win against the ATL. It's time for the playoffs. Yeah.
Playoffs?
Yeah, I know, Michael. Jim Moore's just as surprised as everybody else.
Mhm.
And Commanders 28, Falcons 20.
28-20 is 48 all night long. Tim's going to go with the over.
How can you replace the word Saint Nick with play? That's just not right for Christmas.
Yeah, I know. It might be sacrilegious to parody the Beach Boys, but I just did it.
All right, 31-17. I'll go with Washington in this one.
31-17. That is 48. Keith says Commanders, he's going to go over the total. Man, I'll tell you what. I think this team is going to be a lot closer than most people give them credit. Now, Lattimore and a couple of the other guys have said they should be playing zone more. If they do play zone against this kid, I like their chances a little bit better because they've been playing straight man for like the last 9 weeks. But since Marcus Lattimore, it's not Marshawn Lattimore. Since Lattimore came in, he's kind of spoke up and said we need to do some things differently in that defensive backfield. If they do play some zone against a kid, I think they can kind of confuse him a little bit, especially being it's only his second game. And this is a tough one. This is a tough one for the kid because think about it. If they'd have given him 4 weeks prior to this, he'd be ready for the playoffs. Right now, he's playing playoffs now. He can't lose. But I think they're going to lose. I think Washington's a better team right here. And I think it's going to come down to the last 5 minutes like it always does. 28-24. I'm going to take the Commanders to barely cover in this ball game. And I'll go over the total. But I think they will just barely cover the 3.5.
Rob, if they do play zone, they'll give them more eyes on Bijan Robinson too, and that'll help them that way.
Yeah, it'll help out. So
straight up, man,
it should be interesting. If they do it, they said it probably wouldn't be over 5 to 7 times in the game, but it'll be interesting if they do it, especially 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, stuff like that. Stop some of these little pitch because they've been burned a lot this year by the screen pass. So we'll see what happens. We got a Harris. The final game of this week. Monday Night Football, the Lions, 3-point favorites is all. Going to San Francisco to play the Niners. 51.5. And if you want to see the list of the players the Niners are not playing this week, it's as long as that Christmas tree right there. There's a lot of players that probably won't be playing this week. So we'll see what happens. But I think you're going to expect a lot of second-string players, and I'm not sure Brock Purdy will play a whole game. I doubt it, seriously. So Lions, 3-point favorites, 51.5. Harris.
That game's in Santa.
And the 49ers for the first time.
Yeah, it's in San Francisco. It's out in California.
It's in Santa Clara.
And as I said, the 49ers for the first time in years are playing a Week 17 game that means absolutely nothing to them. They're out. They're eliminated. So they've lost the locker room over there as well. Other side of the ball, those guys. I don't care what 53 guys dress for the Lions. They're playing for Dan Campbell. He's got that locker room. He's sewn up, in my opinion, coach of the year. The injuries that team has went through, I mean, that's longer than your Christmas tree. It's probably up one side and down the other. And we're talking major injuries. Lions win this game.
Montgomery.
And with the Eagle loss, the Lions sew up. With a Viking loss, the Lions will sew up the number 1 seed. Lions 31, 49ers 20.
31-20, 51.5. Harris will take the Lions, and he will, by half point, go under the total. Michael.
Oh, 49er fans, you thought you'd have a good season, but your team hurts more like an It just sounds right that Danny Campbell fakes you, and Purdy isn't so Purdy, 'cause the Niners are going to defeat Lions 26. The Niners 17. Detroit, you've made a name for yourself.
27-17.
Hold on, I don't know if he's done yet.
He's done.
Oh, okay.
He's done.
Mike, 27-17.
28-17.
28-17. 45. Mike takes the Lions. He will go under the total. Tim.
Harris was really in that too. I can tell.
Wait, what were you saying, Harris? Okay, I guess not. All right. Christmas time is here. Time for wins and time for cheer. We've been good, but we can't last. Hurry, playoffs, hurry fast. Yeah. Well, let's they have a good week against the Bears, and they'll have a good week against the 49ers. But let's see what happens when they play better teams. Because we saw what happened when they played the Bills, and they couldn't stop them. They'll stop the 49ers 35-23. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us for all our poor singing. You get it for 1 week of the year.
Thank you.
35.
Thank you very much.
35-23. Tim easily goes over the total.
Is the door
Keith may sing us one. Don't worry.
No, I'm going to refrain. I'll go with the Lions. I just think that they're going to be playing with more effort in this game. And they played with a lot of effort. I like what I think Harris said. It doesn't matter who suits up. They just seem to play so hard for that coach. And I saw that coach do something this weekend I thought really looked good for a coach. He had a player that got flagged for something stupid he did out there. And he went over there and he kind of, almost like a dad.
Jameson Williams.
Almost like a dad, though. He kind of grabbed him by the shoulders and he kind of almost like gave him a hug and like a wake-up call at the same time. And it was kind of like he was telling him,
you can see he wasn't arguing with him, but he was trying to get a point across.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of like I love you, but you can't do that,
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of cool. Anyway, I'll go with the Lions in this one. 49ers defense might get a good couple hits in or cause a couple of turnovers, but Lions in the end will prevail 24-20.
Ooh, 24-20. Good close game. 44 points. Keith will take the Lions, and he will go under the total. I was thinking about it, and I changed my mind right at the end. 31-10. Yeah, I think I had 17. I was like, how in the hell is the Niners going to score 17? They're probably not. So I will take the Lions, and I'll go under the total. Brian, so what's up?
Two most wounded teams in football, but boy, both teams have responded differently. When CMC went down for San Francisco's offense became one-dimensional, and it didn't work. And it's not worked for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Detroit, on the other hand, they lose Montgomery, and so Jamar Gibbs steps up. He carries the ball 26 times, did well. Detroit, one thing, if you watch their games for nothing else, just look for the crazy play. They think of a new trick play every week. The fake fumble Ruski. And
where the two guys acted like they tripped or were falling down.
That was the greatest. That was the greatest fake ever.
And then Jared Goff, like he's picking up the ball off the ground or something. But they work, for him, and it's that for itself is for entertainment purposes has been a lot of fun to watch. I think Detroit wins this game easily, 31-17. But I agree with Tim. When they play a real team that's put together, that defense is going to have some problems.
31-17.
Thank God
Brian
he didn't put his
takes
knee on the ground.
the
I
Lions,
heard
and he will
someone,
go under.
I heard someone say they thought that was Ben Johnson auditioning for the head coaching job there, that he was
Yeah,
trying to say,
they were saying that on ESPN today.
Yeah,
he
but
only
they
has
do a
to
trick
be
play
the-
every week. It's something different every week.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. X-Giant, God bless him.
Hold on just for a second. All right, don't say nothing, guys. Nope, say nothing right there. All right. Last week's locks, sadly, I let us down. I took you Eagles. Mike took you Rams. Good, good, good. Harris took Minnesota. Good, good, good.
Oh, wow.
Keith took Buffalo. Good, good, good. Tim took Cincinnati. Good, good, good. And Brian took Atlanta. Good, good, good. So it looks like I am going to be up there first this week for the shot, and then we'll see who all gets next. We'll let Darlene call it.
Right.
She
You take
can't
the choice.
right there where you're at. There's enough bad games this week. There are. There's enough bad games that we shouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah, right.
I'm
I'm
going with it. I'm going with the hopes that if I do lose, at least there's a team that I hope loses. So I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm gonna take the Lions as my lock, and if they don't win, that's the hell. I'm fine with that too, because I want Minnesota to get number one anyway. So I'll take Detroit as my lock of the week. Now, Darlene,
Yes, Rob.
pick us 1 through a 5 real quick.
2,
2. Keith.
Oh, wow.
5.
No, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Be 2 and then 5. So Tim, you'll be going next. All right. So Keith.
I will go with the Buffalo Bills.
So Keith will go Buffalo. Tim is next. She called 5. So
You know what? I picked against them last week. I'll pick against them this week. The Miami Dolphins.
Miami. So we got 1, 3, and 4, my dear.
2.
The other 1, 3, or 4.
That would be me.
You know, Rob and Darlene are both drunk. They've been into the rum cake.
3. Shut up.
Yeah, she's all yours, Rob.
3, I think you said, Brian.
Come on.
3 is Brian. Go, Brian.
I like Baltimore.
Baltimore. Okay.
The divorce is coming.
And
1.
1 will go next. Okay, that's you, Harris. Damn, she went straight across the board. It's good to do it again. Tried to. What do you like, Harris?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go out there on a game of the week, and I'm gonna take the Minnesota Vikings.
We'll take Minnesota.
All right.
All right. And Mike.
Well, I'm sorry to do this to you, Harris. The Ravens.
You can't
Already
take the
did.
Ravens.
Can't take the Ravens.
They've been taken.
Even
Brian took the
better.
Ravens.
Oh, I'm so happy. Jingle bells, jingle
Just
all the way.
I'm gonna
Indianapolis is
change
still
mine
out
if
there.
Michael will take a team if it's okay.
Go ahead.
I'll let Michael pick now. I want to make a change.
No, you go before
Harris,
me
you
anyway.
go change, Harris?
Yeah, I want to change to the Chargers.
All right.
I
you
wasn't
go
gonna touch
change
that game.
Minnesota to LA Chargers. And Mike.
I still have
Indianapolis is
to
still out
decide.
there.
I was going to take another team, but I'm going to trust Baker. Let's go, Bucks. Let's go, Bucks. Fire those cannons.
Who?
All right, Buccaneers.
Baker.
Okay.
Tampa
Fire
Bay
those
Bucks.
cannons.
All right.
Oh, cannons.
All right, folks. Want to wish everybody a happy Merry Christmas. And before we go, our last thing we always do, we're going to start with Tim. Tim, the hot three.
My hot three are the Chiefs, Lions, and Bills.
Chiefs, Lions, and Bills, Mike.
How about the Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills?
Ravens, Chiefs, Bills. Harris.
I already had it written down. Chiefs, Lions, Bills.
Chiefs, Lions, Bills. Keith.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs, Vikings, and Packers.
Chiefs, Vikings, Packers. Brian.
That's who I'm thinking too. I'm not liking Detroit's defense for the playoffs, and I'm not liking Buffalo's defense for the playoffs. I'm going with Chiefs, Packers, and Vikings.
All right, I'm gonna stray a little bit, guys. I think, I don't know. I'm gonna go Vikings number 1. I'm gonna go Chiefs number 2. I'm gonna go Ravens number 3. I think the Ravens are still a team that's really dangerous. I'll tell you what, this week with the Steelers is a huge week this week. If they lose this third game in a row, chances are they're going to be a 6 or 7 seed, and their season's probably close to being over with. Now, the dumpster fires in a week. I'll start us off with that. The New York Jets, the New York Giants. There's no third one. If it was, hell, I'd go with that one too. But no, can't do that. Look, man, Saints are bad, but they're still not as bad. They're still not as bad as that team down in Jacksonville. I'll take Jacksonville number 3. Brian.
Yeah, the 2 Jersey teams in Jacksonville, those are my 3.
Keith.
Yeah, I'll go with the Giants and the Jaguars for sure. After that, I don't know if the Jets are the team I would pick, or the Raiders, or actually, I think right now it's the Bears, because as much talent as the Bears have on their offensive weapons and stuff, the coaching is just non-existent right now.
Yeah. They went from one-man coach to a second-man coach, and that's
Giants, Jaguars, and Bears.
And that's the sad thing. It looks like that coach could be there a while. That's bad. Harris.
New Jersey, Jacksonville, and Cleveland.
So you're gonna say Giants?
Giants, Jets. I got them grouped together. I got New Jersey together.
Oh, okay.
Jaguars.
Jacksonville, and who else?
Yeah, I got a group of 4 there. I got the Giants, Jets together, Jacksonville, and Cleveland.
All right. Tim.
Harris, right with you. Giants, Browns, Jets.
Giants, Browns, Jets. Mike.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. It's Giants are first, and then the New York Jets, and the New England Patriots.
Wow. Patriots actually, I think their coaching has really got something to be desired. I really do. I think he could be really be sent out the door before it's over with.
That's why double P's in North Carolina, baby.
Don't forget, guys, next Tuesday night is New Year's Eve. Next Wednesday is New Year's Day. I'll try to get together with the guys and see which day they would rather get together here. And we can roll with that. Go for it.
Hang on, Bob. Come on with an invite here.
Everything's Sunday next week, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm working a bowl game on New Year's Eve.
All right.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
New Year's Day. New Year's
Which
Day
game
with
you
me
got?
is fine. Prefer to do them earlier if I possibly can. If you guys could, just because there's going to be some decent football games late. So we'll get together and I will post it online, guys, for you guys. Bob Bryant sending you an invite right now. Want to tell everybody out there, wish everyone Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Do not drink and drive. We cannot afford to lose you, and you damn well can't afford to take somebody else out and sit behind
Right.
bars.
Don't get run over by a reindeer.
Yeah,
Don't get run over.
And
by
always find a
reindeer.
mistletoe when you can.
But if you go drink, sit on your can instead of taking the can with you. Sit on your can, stay the hell at home, and catch hell for drinking a beer at home. But other than that, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you all get what you're looking for. Be good to one another. And we will see you either 31st. Probably we'll go come back here New Year's Day. That's what we're looking like. And we'll already have the playoff games in motion. For Keith, for Brian, for Harris, for Mike, for Tim, my name is Rob. I want to thank you all for being with us this week. Thank you for giving us 2 hours of your night. And we will be back again